The day when I was watching TV and that Reagan guy and that other asshole from Christ and Prophecy, right? The 9 wars of the end of times, the Armageddon, and the apocalypse means restoration of the ways of the apostles. Armageddon, we've been in Armageddon ever since they've been mass murdering over their delusions of grandeur and goddom. The Moag Goag thing, those two assholes were talking about, they keep saying it's Russia doing this and that and that. It doesn't have anything to do with a man named Adolf Hitler working with a guy, or not working, conspiring with a guy named Mussolini to mass murder the Jews to fulfill prophecy so they could be the Messiah and the God people. You guys didn't even, that never entered your pathetic little heads. You never thought to mention that on your fucking TV shows where you're multi-millionaires selling books to morons to keep them, hey, come see the Holy Land before we blow it up. Benjamin Netanyahu is God's chosen people person. He wants to kill more Palestinian kids. They grow up to try to take over his business. What a disgusting, Herod little Peckerwood and Saul he is. Yeah. And those guys, that Reagan guy and the other guy from Christ and Prophecy, buy my book. And then you get these assholes. They have this little blonde girl on there. She goes, we're going to be leaving for the rapture. My sister thinks this too. They go to a church with a bunch of psychopaths that are murdering hospital administrators and military arms race people here in town. You know, a bunch of people from Halliburton, Northrop Grumman, and hospital administration get together and convince everybody that God is NASA and Jesus is David Rockefeller's alter ego. You know, like, really? Yeah. I'm sorry you're lost. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm lost. Yeah. Take your New Mexico State hat and shove it all up in your ass, you crazy fucking lady. That's what you want to say to them. When you say something beautiful and nice to them and say, you know, people might have been looking up at the skies for years because past, present, and future operate at the same time, and they wanted to appease the people with the satellites so their family wouldn't be mass murdered by them. And NASA and David Rockefeller are not Jesus and God, right? And she looks at me and shakes her head and goes, Jesus is the only way. I'm sorry, you're lost. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, lady? Okay. Do you understand what I just fucking said to you? I was giving you an explanation of why you look up at the sky and say, God help us, when you go to church with a bunch of other morons that think you need money to pay idiots to live here. And she looks at me and shakes her head, and she's educated. She's got her degree from New Mexico State University. She makes more money to pay assholes to live here than I have ever done in my life. I haven't made more than $18,000 a year. And I'm the most intelligent, capable human being on the planet to save people from genocide. Son of a biscuit eater, right? And you go, the 9 wars of the end of times, signal the end of times. The end of times is the end of Armageddon and the apocalypse, overcoming the world so we all live the ways of the apostles. That's what the book says. Okay, and you just get a bunch of assholes that aren't part of the narrative, you know, that aren't part of the discussion and don't understand what they're talking about. They didn't understand Revelation for years. The first time they started coming up to where they think they could figure out Revelation, and they thought I was a charismatic cult leader that manipulated others to channel my chi or ki through my body to make me more powerful than everybody else, because I could easily seduce and manipulate others into believing that I am the God man. I'm Harold Klemp. I'll make you a 12th initiate. Come on, here's your secret word. Fuck you. Say it again. Fuck you, Richard Dawkins and Sam Harris too. Fuck the duck. Fuck the car. Take the stuffed animal with Seth MacFarlane's voice and fuck Nora Jones with a carrot. Ooh, I need more money to fuck. Give me a cricket wicket. I'm gonna fight Mark Hamill for vegan tacos. Hey man, I live in Las Cruces, New Mexico. People in Sierra Vista, they thought for sure, you know, that their scientists were right and I was a charismatic cult leader that was lazy and never would get anything done because I steal the hard work of good people. That's what everybody thought in Sierra Vista. Well, they haven't showed up to stand up for a Lord's Prayer with me, so I would be safe to assess that as opposed to, oh, they all got killed trying to help me. But they were the Order of the Phoenix, and Lord Voldemort killed them all. No more Gary Oldman. No more Professor Lupin and his wife. All died sacrificing their lives so that one day I might be able to take over artificial general intelligence and rule the world as father and son with me and Patrick. What about Noah? Noah threatened to kill me. To hell with that little bastard. Noah was abused by crazy little bastards, and I'm very forgiving, and I'll look him in the eye and say, Noah, you know better than that. You know what a beautiful man I am. You know what a pervert your adopted grandfather was, and how he, manipulated conditions with your mother and went for those manipulated conditions, and your mother ran your grandpa. Okay? Because she used sex with a minor to keep him from not wanting to go to prison to have guys have sex with him, because that's what they do with guys in prison that have sex with girls that are not of legal age. They sexually sodomize them and abuse them and say, that'll teach you a lesson. It's like, how many of you got away with it because you killed the girl you fucked? And hey, well, that's the way love goes. That's the way love goes. That's the way love goes. Just forgive, debt, and trespass, love one another, eternal faithful peace. Protect your children, especially from yourself. And never ask me for help again if you're not going to stand up for the Lord's Prayer with me. David Rockefeller collects all your pathetic prayers that you say around your phones and your TVs and your laptops. Okay? And I'm the guy who's like John in the book of Revelation, who they say is the Spirit of Jesus. And if you don't believe that, he's your alter ego and you're God. And you see everything, and you'll clean up this hell when you're damn well good and ready. And you're going to hell when you die because you weren't good enough to be God to stop everything while you were living. Makes sense, right? If you do the math, if you do the NCIS, CISS, CISS, CCI. I was watching Unsolved Series with Robert Stack, right? And they had this lady that was working at an ATM company with all that money all the time. And all these assholes, when you have those jobs, these assholes in positions of authority, like in the military, they make so much money more than you, and they are abusive, and they're condescending, and they're jerks. And you just get this, if I just did this and that, take all the money and not have to be subjugated to that colonel, to that major, and to that senator, and to that fucking president, Ronald Reagan. What an asshole. He's a total asshole. Ronald Reagan was a complete creepy jerk. They had him on the Carol Burnett show. That man, used his social position to lock up Angela Davis, a professor at the University of UCLA, University of California, Los Angeles, that went in contrast to his political manipulations and shenanigans, and had her raped by the guards in the prison. Legally raped. Ronald Reagan, the best president we ever had. Took his political opposition, locked her up for sedition, and had her raped by prison guards legally. And that's the truth. We all know it. Everybody, I know it, you know it, Dan Aykroyd knows it, Dana Carvey knows it. Hey, look, the Temple Set Illuminati. Am I turtly enough for the Turtle Club? Turtle. And P. Diddy has proven that Ronald Reagan comes in blackface, right? Right? We can all see this on TV. You guys all watch it. You watch, and I told you guys this. They will turn on each other so fast. It's terrible. And then, Parsons, I know I don't exist. I don't need you to acknowledge my existence. All I need to do is be in the epicenter of their technology and be good enough and right in my understanding of natural laws, and in my humility of understanding natural laws and how to obey natural laws to save human beings from trying to put their fucked up brains on computers to rule us all with the ring of power. Okay, do you understand? That's all I got to do. Okay. So I'm going to load this one. We'll see if this one takes 3 hours to load too, because all the people at Fort Huachuca and at White Sands and at Fort Bliss are utterly pathetic. They're pathetic. Okay? They have brain chemical addictions. Okay. Just look at Sheldon's brain as his penis, and he can't control it, and he wants to put it in everybody's bedroom to tell them what to do. And he's in there cleaning up your apartment right now because it's driving him crazy. And he's organizing your closet, and he found the letter your dad left you after he left you and your mom, and he's got it memorized. and he'll never forget it. And if he gets drunk, he's going to tell you about it, even though if you don't want to hear about it. Doesn't matter. He's God. And he'll do everything in his time when he damn well pleases, because he's fucking clinically insane, and you're clinically insane enough to accept his money and his technology as authority over your life. Okay, guys? I love you very much. All started with the Big Bang. That albatross is sure drilling over there.